this light-hander, very good. It's a good start from both Mata and Cobb. Getting the better exit, and both of them spun simultaneously. Heading into the camel straight, still going side by side as well. Side by side into the Curva Grande. Are they going to keep it side by side with Iceman? Yuri going for the dive bomb. Can he make it work? He's gone off a bit. And look at that. Oh, right here, right now. Otherwise, the undercut will not work. It's going to be very, very close. Iceman just gets ahead of Kyle there. Mata comes across the line, and he's your VSL Season 6 champion. Hello everybody, and welcome along to the championship finale of Season 7 of VSL. We are at round number 20, and what better place to do it where Formula 1 held its Formula 1 title decider in real life. It is, of course, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. My name is Jess, one of your commentators for tonight. I am not alone tonight for this epic title battle. Joining me in the commentary box tonight is VSL League owner Risky. How are you doing?
Yeah, cheers, Jess, and welcome everybody to the evening, and hopefully we're going to get a exciting race, exciting battle, just like the real life one was. I'm doing all right. Nice to finally catch one of these races in the box after you and Matt tend to do an amazing job. So we'll just see how this race goes.
Yeah, Matt was due to join to us tonight, but unfortunately he's had car issues, so unfortunately he had to give it a miss, which is a shame. We would have liked to have a three-person commentary box, but mate, hopefully he will join us next season. So we've got 3 drivers in this title fight. We will go through obviously the permutations as we go through as well. But this is going to be very, very tense for the drivers. Mata, 272 points. Panos, 258. And Flexi, 257. So if Mata outscores either of Sam or Panos, he will win the title upright. But if Panos scores higher than Mata and Flexi, certain amount of things need to be done in order for the likes of Panos or Flexi to get the title. Pretty much all 3 of them have made mistakes, not going to lie, this season. So, and usually this race, they're going to be in a lot of pressure, so they can't afford to make any mistakes today.
Yeah, consistency tends to be key around most tracks, and in fact we have seen a lot of spins and a lot of just silly little errors that you don't normally tend to find in some of these drivers. So I think today will be about keeping it consistent, keeping on the track, and track position will be important around this circuit.
Yeah, this is not the layout which the Formula 1 drivers raced at last season. It hasn't changed, which is unfortunate because there would have been plenty more opportunities to overtake. But I'm sure the league races at VSL will be able to give us a little bit of a show. First using Formula 1 back in 2009, which was one of the most brilliant night races as well. And it was actually designed as a Yaz Island development quite a long back by Herman Tilke. Who remembers him? Yeah, you remember him as well. And we remember in 2010 we saw Sebastian Vettel win the title, where he actually never led the title fight up until the final race, which was quite insane. There was 4 drivers in the title fight as well, and it was really, really fascinating as well. And I think that just goes to show they can produce many title fights here as well. So without further ado, let's head to qualifying, as I'm trying to see who's on a lap. Here we go. Let's go on board with our championship leader, who has a little bit less pressure tonight, but he can't afford to become complacent as he heads towards the first sector, heading towards turn 4. As he's gone for a little bit of a spin. As I said, that's already the pressure is getting to him right now. We got Sam, who's on the mediums. He's about to start his lap. Where is Panos? He's in the Ferrari. We'll see how he does he's in second position at the moment. Only person out of the championship contenders to have never won a VSL title. So if he wins tonight, he can make VSL history by winning his first ever title. So hopefully, well, any one of the top 3 will make history tonight. But it'll be nice to see, like if Panos can replicate what Max Verstappen did in real life last year.
Yeah, 2 of our championship contenders as well, both part of the team speed for the minute. I think Panos is in the process of leaving Team Speed, but hopefully he can get that trophy back for the team if that's what happens. But interestingly then, Sam, don't know if he's on the mediums or the softs, because I've got softs on my telemetry, but it's mediums on his car.
It is mediums. It says mediums on my telemetry, so he's on the medium tyres. Mike came across the line with 1:39.7. Times will begin to tumble, as Panos just did, 1:36.0. Obviously, Mata won't say a time because he spun, as we've got Sam heading towards the second sector now. We'll see what his second sector split is. 58.2, so he's not the fastest man in sector 2 right now, but obviously he's on the medium tyres. But if he could get a decent medium lap time on the board, this could work very, very well for his soft runs as well, because he only has 3 soft tyres to use in qualifying. Going past almost the bridge section coming up as well, where we saw Nicholas Latifi binned it in real life. Let's hope none of our title contenders could do that tonight, as he uses quite a bit of ERS as well. Let's hope he doesn't derate to the line, which I don't think he's going to do. Up to the line, manages his ERS quite well, and it's a 1:36.3 for Sam on the medium, so that is a decent time as well. So we got Panos, who's in second in the championship, on pole at the moment. Flexi, who's third in the championship, in second. Mata only 8th, but I know Mata could go quicker. I believe he's on a lap now, and he was obviously 10 seconds quicker in the first sector, so luckily he didn't spin there. But let's see if he can forget his troubles in his first lap and do better in this next lap. And he's purple in sector 2, as I just said that, so already doing a lot better than his first run.
Yeah, I think that first run, it's a little bit nerve-wracking at times, and yourself as a driver, when you go out there, you've just got to keep it on the track, and that first lap sometimes is vital for confidence. So providing he's not knocked his confidence too hard, I think we'll say this time be quite competitive.
Here we go then. He goes through the final few corners now in that Williams car. Don't forget, Williams won the Constructors last week in Brazil, and it was quite an entertaining race, and I missed it, unfortunately, because I had to go to the theatre. But Mata, our championship leader, unsurprisingly puts it on provisional pole position with a 1:35.3. Massive shout out to Kieran, by the way, who's sitting in third place at the moment on the medium tyres, for stepping in at the last minute to cover for me and Matt. He did to be fair, he did a splendid job, because he only got told like half an hour before the race, and he had to set up the stream very quickly, and so thank you very much. And at least he gave me a race to catch up on with some good battles. And we saw Cliffy almost doing a last to first challenge, but Sam got his penalty removed, and due to Sam's win, Flexi's win last week, that put him in the title fight this week. So I think, Risky, without that win for Sam, I think he would have probably been out of that fight.
Yeah, Sam, very lucky, but also the penalty removal was fair. Obviously our external stewards are quite good at that this season. We've put a little bit more effort into who and what we do in the behind the scenes. So just a massive shout out to admins, drivers, stewards, and yourself, of course, for this season. But it's not over yet, so we'll see. Got one more weekend to do.
Yeah, one more week, of course, and plus a few days for any stewards reports, which we hope we don't get any. Hopefully the drivers will be nice human beings on the track. And obviously, with the likes of Deck, who won the Constructors with Williams last week, he is on a mission to really help his teammate today. He wants a good result, fair enough, but he even said on Twitter he wanted to help Mata win the title. So maybe see some Sergio Perez type situations for Deck, as long as he doesn't cause any incidents. He is allowed to help, of course. And obviously Sam has got his teammate Pete to help him as well, and Panos has got Lee. Yeah, all 3 championship contenders have got their teammates to help him, which is quite nice. Everybody is either in the pits or on their outlap so far. Matto is on pole, Panos second, Kieran in third, who was already out of the fight, but I believe he will take 4th in the standings unless someone can beat him. Deck, Matto's teammate, comes across the line, and we'll see if he can beat any of the top 5. He's in third position with a 1:36.0, so just really, really close to Panos this time, actually, which could make a difference in the race, actually. Panos could be stuck in a Williams sandwich at this rate.
Yeah, just going to jump back onto Deck and Pete talking about teammates. Deck is 18 points behind Casper, so he's going to have to outscore Casper by 18 points. So he's got to finish second if he wants to jump up that position up to 7th in the standings. And with Cliffy not racing, Tony is his nearest rival behind on 9 points. So he's got a bit of a buffer, and Pete, on the other hand, hasn't really got anywhere to move. So Pete looking like he's going to play that second driver role tonight for Sam, and maybe even we'll see Lee working together with Panos as well.
Yes, I think you got to get past that situation where if you're not in the fight, you really got to help. And I think we saw Pete do that last week in Brazil, so he's got to play that similar role tonight as well. And interestingly enough, Deck and Ryan Berry had that bet at the beginning of the season saying that they need to beat each other. Well, the gap was 2 further ahead for Deck to do anything about that. So Ryan Berry has won the bet for this season between those two. I don't know what's going to happen to Deck, what forfeit they're going to do, or if they're going to do any forfeit, but we'll see. You never know. He could do it when we're in karting in a few weeks' time. I don't know. That is an idea, actually, that I will suggest to Deck in a few weeks' time. I think it's beginning of March we're doing it, so it should be fun. Ryan Berry up to the line. He's looking for, I think Kieran's, he's going to get 4th regardless because the gap is too much. But Ryan Berry, because Carl's not here tonight, he will get 5th in the standings, but he wants a win under his belt, surely. And he also wants an influence in maybe helping out someone in the title as well. Currently sitting in 8th. A few more people up to the line. Could be some constructors battles in our midst as well, even though the constructors have already been decided. But we've got a good fight between McLaren and Alfa Romeo, but no Alfa Romeo cars are here tonight. So, as it stands, McLaren will be second in the constructors because there's no Alfas here to score any points. So, it is just really the drivers to pretty much decide. But as it stands, if it stays like this, Massa will comfortably be driver's champion. But again, he can't become complacent at this stage. We've seen in other leagues where people was in a winning position for quite a while and then they tend to bottle it. So he's just got to keep his cool, really. Same with Panos as well. All 3 of them had DNFs this season. They don't want to add another one tonight.
No, definitely. And as my game keeps crashing, so I'm not going to see for a minute. The only other driver teams, should I say, really, that can is the midfield battle of Ferrari, Haas and Alpine. So those 3 will be fighting for P4 tonight.
Ooh, they're quite close, actually. Haas and Alpine level on points, but we'll go through the standings in just a moment. With Haas, Ferrari 5 points ahead of them. So really, that could be quite intense. They have all 3 drivers. All 3 teams have both drivers here tonight. So that could be quite intense. So we've got Haas in P5 and P7. They're the ones that are ahead at the moment. Well, Kieran has had a few wins this season, a few podiums. Mike, he's had his fair share of incidents, but he's had some surprise results as well. So we'll see what he could do. He's not that far behind the nearest rival as Mata. Wow, 135.2 for the Williams driver. Well, he has already won. He's already won quite a few titles already. Looking to add another one to his name, and I don't know how many times he's done it in a row, but this could be huge history for the Williams driver. Sam, I believe, will be going into the pit, so I don't think he'll be doing a lap. And I'm just seeing if anyone's about to cross the line. We do have a Ferrari of Lee. No, Lee's not coming across the line because he's going into the pits. And we've got Ahmed, who's sitting P11, alternate strategy pole position. He also goes into the pit. So drivers, they don't have much time left to get their laps in. The times are a lot closer than we think around Abu Dhabi, especially since it's a track that it's not raced a lot in LA mainly because of the layout is not the same. But at least we get to race here in VSL around here. and we got 4 minutes left to go. We'll see if either Panos or Flexi get ahead of Mata. Basically, the top 3 in qualifying are basically the top 3 in the championship in the same order. So it just shows that the top 3 deserve to be there at the moment.
Yeah, not much separating the top 3 either. There's a there's a 3/10 gap obviously between the likes of Mata and Panos, and then 2/10 back towards Sam, and then Deck just sort of hovering in 4th. He's only 2.5 behind, 3/10 behind Sam. So Deck, if he gets the lap right, then maybe see Deck starting towards that front row.
He's got some podiums too, Deck. Austria was one of them as well. He was very, very happy, and he actually had a good start to the season as well. It was looking like he was going to beat Ryan in the overall standings, but Ryan Berry has had a better second half to the season compared to Deck. And same with the other drivers as well. And remember that shot result in Hungary as well, where we saw Hayden, I think it was Hungary, take his first win. And he is done, I have to say, very, very well. He has missed a couple of races though, that's why he is lower down in the standings, but he can jump the likes of Tony tonight. If he gets another win, he could jump quite a few people in the standings as well and get pretty much inside the top 10, but he's got to worry about what the other drivers do tonight as well. Interestingly enough, we got Deck on the medium compounded tyres. Now, I don't think he's been on it at all this session. It is quite unpredictable, this strategy. It could be 1 stop, could be 2 stop, that might be faster, but I wonder why Deck has gone on the mediums. I wonder if he could go faster, because the fastest time I've seen on the mediums was, I think, from Flexi with a 1:36.1, or probably the same time as Deck. So he's going to find it tough to get within Sam's medium time, but, you know, he has the confidence, and if he actually starts on the mediums, that could be quite impressive. His best time is on the soft compounded tyre, and Kieran and Pete's best lap time is on the medium compounded tyre. So, but everybody else is on the soft at this moment in time. No one's retired yet though, and Matt Ryan, the only other driver on the grid, yet to set a representative lap time. He's got 1:57.1, but I know he could go quicker than that, way quicker.
Yeah, I think he'll just be biding his time, getting that last lap in. Is on board with Deck, just getting out each way, and the Ferrari of Lee wanting the clean air. I do wonder if he just wants to, even if it's a couple of hundredths or thousandths of a second, just to start on those medium tyres. But we'll see what he can do this time around.
1 minute left to go, so this is his final lap, and he's going to be one of the first people to cross the line. He wants some clear air as well as possible, so this will be his final chance to really, he's got to be close for his teammate, really, to help him, and oh, he's slowing right down.
Is he waiting to give slipstream to Mata?
That could be interesting. Yeah, I think he's wanted to give Mata a tow. So Deck, that explains why Deck went out on the mediums. That explains it a lot. So, but Deck's got to be careful, because he's got to move out the way of everybody, because there's loads of cars on the lap. We do see Ahmed on the lap. So let's just follow Mata actually for the time being. We'll keep an eye on people crossing the line as well. But we do see Keb as well. Ryan Berry's moved out the way. I'm guessing a few of their laps were compromised by a few people, but we'll see where Deck is. Deck is probably in a party with Mata at the moment. I still believe you are allowed to give slipstream. So, Mata, where is he? Not quite this straight. Deck will need to slow down just a little bit more. But maybe on the next straight, we'll see if the tow is more effective here, actually, from Mata. I think it could have been a lot better, but he's got a bit of slipstream. Here he comes. We'll see what his set to 2 time is then. 57.9. He hasn't improved at all, so we'll keep an eye on everybody else crossing the line. Pete comes across the line in second. Fantastic lap time from him. Next across the line will be, as I get off a TV pod mode, there we go, a Haas car. No, it's not a Haas, it's a Mercedes of Ahmed. I didn't see a sector 2 split, but it's looking... Oh, it was almost looking good, but he had a bit of a slide coming out in the penultimate corner. So many corners around this track, but can he improve his time? He does not. Next across the line will be, I think, an Alpine car. Mata, though, 1 minute 5.141 for Mata, so that was the car that crossed the line. That is very impressive. Panos and Flexi will need to have a stellar time to beat that. A lot of cars in the way. Panos could only manage 4th. Can Flexi beat Panos at 1 point in the championship? 1:35.2. So Flexi in 2nd position. Kev goes into the pits. So that's it then. Mata is on pole position by just over a tenth over Sam. And Kieran, very good lap from him. Solid job after being in the commentary box last week. He's now back in the cockpit and he's in 3rd position. Maybe a week in the commentary box has helped Kieran, I think.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed the week off, but nice lap there from Sam at the end of it, just to get himself on that front row. Vitally important round here if he can get the start on Mata and hopefully not have too much interference. You think Kieran in 3rd is going to want to stay back a little bit. You don't want to get too involved with the title fight. But if Kieran's got the pace to go for the win, then maybe Kieran's going to go for that win and throw all sorts of spanners into the start of this race.
Yeah, it would. It will be a bit of a bittersweet moment because the main glory will be whoever wins the title tonight. But you want to end your season on a high. So here we go. Your order for the final race of the season is Mata on pole, Sam 2nd, Kieran 3rd, Pete 4th, Panos 5th, Ryan Berry 6th, Deck 7th, Kev 8th, Mike 9th, and Yuri in 10th. Then we got Matt Ryan 11th, Hayden 12th, Newgarden 13th, Ahmed 14th, Tony 15th, and Lee is in last place at the moment. So we'll look at the drivers quickly. So we've already explained about the top 3. So Mata, 1st place on 272 points. Panos in 2nd, 258. 3rd is Flexi, 257. 4th is Kieran, 213. Kieran will remain in 4th place, so that will where he finished, which is good. Ryan Berry in 5th with 153. 2 of the Alfa Romeos are not here tonight, so they will finish 6th or 7th. 8th is Deck on 106. 9th is Cliffy, 105. 10th is Tony on 97. Then we got Iceman in 11th. Hayden 12th. Pete 13th. J Luke 14th. Matt Ryan 15th. Kev 16th. Brandon in 17th. Mike 18th. Ahmed in 19th. And Slenderman in 20th. Second page, we got Yuri in 21st. And we got Lee, Patinio, Newgarden. We've got Dave, Maverick, Beaker, Delta, Petrodat, and Goodlib as well. And constructors, we already talked about it, but we'll talk about it briefly in a second. Williams are your constructors champions. McLaren are 2nd place in the championship because Alfa Romeo are not here tonight. But there is an interesting fight between Ferrari, Haas, and Alpine for best of the rest for 4th. And then we've got Aston Martin in 7th. I think that's where they will be. AlphaTauri in 8th, Mercedes in 9th, and Red Bull in last place. So AlphaTauri having a better second half of the season, which is good to see. And we'll briefly run through your permutations once again. So if Mata finishes 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, there's nothing that Mata can do. Mata will win the title. And obviously, if Mata gets 5th position or more and Panos and Flexi get podiums or something, he will still win the title. So basically, if Mata outscores Panos or Flexi, then that's pretty much easy pickings. But here's what Panos needs to do. So if Panos wins, Mata will need to finish 5th or lower and stuff like that. We'll go through the images a bit more in detail. So that is another screenshot. So Panos will need to finish 4th or higher in order for Panos to win the championship, basically. And Panos needs Mata to not score if Panos finishes 4th. And Flexi will need Mata to have a bad race in order for Flexi to win the title. But it can happen. Mata has DNF'd a few times before. And here is your second page as well. And we'll get the slideshow up again for you as well. But I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who is your money on to win the Season 7 crown? Let's go.
Oh, you have put me on the spot, but I have been thinking about it for a little bit. And as much as we'd love to see Panos win for just the whole like end of an era, but also start of something great for Panos, I think Mata is everybody's favourite tonight. I think he dominated a lot of the season, a couple of inconsistencies at times, but I think as it stands, Mata is the favourite, and he is my favourite.
Let us know your predictions in the chat, everybody. So if you can tell me who you think is going to be winning the VSL Season 7 Championship. And it's annoying that I had to try on the VSL account actually to see if I could do polls. I don't think I can. Yes, I can do a poll. There we go. So I will quickly do one now. I'll put who will win the VSL Season 7 title, so then you can get your thoughts in. And it would help if I can spell as well. I don't know the bet between Ryan Berry and Dan. I know they had a bet, but I forgot what the forfeit was if the loser lost, basically. So I don't have a clue. But it's taking a long time to get into the session. They are following the 2-minute rule, which is the first time in a while, actually. So at least they're not breaking that for the final round of the season. I think it's longer than 2 minutes, actually, isn't it?
It has been, but you know, it's the last race, and a few minutes to prepare never hurt anyone. So
yeah, exactly, and it helped us talk about the permutation. So thank you guys. We appreciate your patience. Ask your community. There we go. So hopefully the poll should be up now if YouTube chat decides to load. Oh, it's not loading. Okay, just put... Oh, now it hit. It's loaded now. So, if you can, cast your vote on who you think will win the VSL Championship as well. We will say the results of the poll at the end of the stream. And I can hear myself on stream. There we go. I'll stop it now. So, we are about to get underway for the formation lap. And the top 10, obviously, will have to start on the softs. People outside will have free choice, high choice as well, which is all on the medium tyres, but I'm not surprised because I tried running the hards around here. It's not ideal at all, but no one is going for the gamble and going for the soft tyres. So I'm intrigued to see how this race is going to go. In particular for Matt Ryan, he's the alternate strategy pole position. He's got to really deliver today. He could capitalise on all the chaos, but he has had a few spins this season. Let's hope he doesn't tonight to end his season on a high, but everyone wants to have a good result. Top 12 will be scoring points today, so plenty of incentive for nobody to give up. Only 4 drivers will not score points, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
yeah, predicted pit stop strategy is the 2-stop. It's the quickest of them all around this track, so soft, medium, medium, or soft, medium, soft if you can stretch it. But as far as things stand, we've got a straight fight for the championship, and it's the 2 championship contenders on the front row.
Just like Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen last season, they were both on the front row. The guy that was leading in the championship was P1. The guy who was in P2 was P2, Lewis Hamilton, but the guy who's in P2 of the championship at the moment is P5, and if it stays like this, Flexi could gain in the championship and be second, but he wants to win. Sam wants to win. He hasn't won the title in so long. So, and he even said to me today, a few days ago, that this has been his favourite VSL season that he's ever competed in as well. Which, to be fair, I got to agree. He's had some stellar performances in terms of that, and it would help if I get the action scene up on my screen. There we go. It would be embarrassing if you wouldn't be able to see the action on screen, but quite a few Panos fans in the chat as well. But there was a few other drivers that are predicting other people as well. What's the poll looking? I need to actually vote in order to happen. So it's a 60-40 split at the moment. 60% think Matt is going to win, and 40% think Panos is going to win. Nobody is thinking Sam at the moment. So, as we're about to get underway, last chance to get your thoughts in the poll before the 5 red lights go out for the final time this season. I hope you enjoyed all 19 rounds, and we're about to enter the 20th round. As here we go then, the 5 red lights are on. By the end of the race, we will know who is the VSL Season 7 Drivers' Champion. And let's go. Let's see who has the better getaway out of our 2 championship contenders. It looks like Mata is going to have a better run towards turn 1. Pete's going to have a potential good run as well. He's going side by side with Panos as well, as they go banging wheels just a little bit. As well as actually Sam takes P1 off of Mata. This is brilliant news. Sam has spun. Sam has spun, and that, oh no, there's quite a few contact as well. That almost ended Flexi's race at the end of the day, but that could have been even more chaos there. But safety car already in lap 1, and both McLarens are 15th and 16th, so that is not good for Flexi.
Yeah, what a start we had there. Sam and Matt were side by side through turns 2 and 3, and Sam he thought he had the lead. Power went down and round he went. I think it was his teammate Pete that had to take avoiding action, bounce back over the curves onto the track, and in the process took out I don't actually know who he took out.
There was quite a lot of things that went on, so...
Deck, I think. The Williams of Acorn has no front wing, so I'm assuming... they have collided.
Yeah, they must have. We will check race director in a second as well. But yeah, he will have to go to the pits for that one. I won't be surprised if he goes on the hards. Matt Ryan, somehow let's see if he has got any damage. No, but he hasn't. Somehow he's avoided it all, and usually the person that doesn't avoid the carnage. He's up to 8th place after starting 11th, so he's had a dream start. Same with the likes of Hayden as well, those two. Amin, I think, got involved in the trouble as well because he has got a penalty. I need to check what penalty he's got. 5 seconds, which we'll have to say with his next pit stop. Does Ahmed got damage? I won't be surprised if he's got... I think he's got a bit of damage. Yes, he has, because he's going into the pit lane. So, but a deck obviously is in the pits because there's no front wing. Kieran, I think he's got front wing damage as well. No, he hasn't. Kieran is going for strategic call, which could work out well or not work out well. We will see. But Kieran is the only one who hasn't got damage that is pitted at the moment. Deck, obviously on the mediums. Pete on the medium. Sam, obviously, he's going to get double stats, so he's going to lose a chunk of time. Sam's all the way up into last place at the moment. His day couldn't have got any worse. And now he's the only driver to go onto the hard tyres. What a shame for both the McLaren boys. That this is not, even though they're second in the championship, this is not what any of them have wanted. Flexi, pretty much Flexi has had an outside chance more than any of the top three to win this championship today. And this is a nail on the coffin, really, for him. But there's still 26 laps of this race to go. Or 27. So anything can happen for Sam. He could still win this. You never know.
Yeah, it's a long race ahead of him. And with Kieran pitting as well, he just brings himself out of the way of the other 2 championship contenders. So this puts Panos up behind Mata for the safety car restart. So if Panos gets that tyre warm up and just gets that exit off the final corner, then we could see a run into turn 1 or the likes of turn 4 and 7 and etc. It just all depends.
Yes, indeed. And it's not going to be that long before the safety car actually comes in, because it only got deployed, like, I think within turn 5 and 6, where the leaders came past them as well. So the leaders, well, Mata and Panos had no trouble. Panos is in second at the moment. Panos will need to have a restart of his life, saving Mata too. Mata's in an ideal position at the moment, he is, and we'll see who has gained the most position out of the safety car. So, Panos has gained 3, so has Ryan Berry as well. Great starts from them. Obviously, Kevin Might's gained 4. Matt Ryan and Hayden have gained 5. The Red Bulls doing okay so far as well. And obviously, Kieran pitted, so we won't talk about his position because he will gain when everyone else is pitted, because he'll be on the fresher tyres as well. Deck has dropped down 6. Ahmed has pretty much stayed where he is. And the biggest losers are the two McLaren boys. 13 places down on their starting position. And with Pete, 12th position. And Pete is in dead last at the moment. But they've all caught up to the safety car. Let's hope the safety car restart is a lot cleaner than the first lap first half a lap that we've had. So no DRS, don't forget, until around about lap 6 of the race. So we'll have to wait until then to get potentially some overtakes done, but they could get some overtakes at the end of this straight as well. So who will capitalise and who will bin it? Hopefully no one will bin it. And Mata is already keen to get going already. His head is focused, and surely Det will be telling him what to do as well with the restart. And I think the teammates have worked very, very well together. That is why they've won the Constructors, because of their brilliant teamwork throughout the season.
Yeah, definitely. I think Det came into this season a little bit wary, a little bit off the pace initially, but he picked up the pace and he just drove like his life depends on it, and he just got some really good performances. So from both of them, it's been an incredible season as the safety car does come in. And just another note on Kieran's pit stop, probably the smartest of them all.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised to see only Kieran of the front runners pit, obviously without damage. So if I was Mata and Panos, I'd be watching out, even though he's not a title contender. Just Kieran will be in a good position to win this race.
Kieran, I think, won't care that he has the likes of Panos and Mata to catch up to. He would want to win the race on track. He would want to show that if without the mistakes he's had this season, he would have been up there in the title fight. So, which will help, to be honest, if he has a good end of the season, that will help him next season. And people could be like, hang on, this person is a title contender for next season. Because you've got to be on your game for strategy as well. To be honest, if I was Kieran, I would have pitted 2 and made it a 1 stop, because it is possible. So I would have done it. So here we go. Mata has already floored the start already. He's on it today. So Panos is on it as well. A few problems in the background. Hayden has dropped a bit from Yuri and Mike. Yuri and Mike's had a brilliant restart as well. They all head towards turn 1. Few side-by-side action happening already as Yuri looking a bit slow there, heading towards turn 2 and 3. Pete just got past Ahmed. Ahmed has had a shocking start already. Yuri's gone wide a little bit. We'll see Hayden trying to go for a move up the inside, or would he go around the outside? He's going to almost try and do a switchback, actually, heading towards turn 7. Doesn't quite do it, though. You get a nice toe on this back straight, actually. And they have saved a bit of ERS as well, so they can get the overtake done. So Hayden, don't forget, he won a race this season. And his medium pace looking quite decent as well. He doesn't quite get past already. Kieran is making do of a lot of cars. He's got past 1 already. He's got past Lee. So his next job will be to get past this train of cars, Tony and Newgarden. Tony and Newgarden, to be fair, are having a battle of their own too. Here we go then. I think we got Newgarden, who was trying to make a move there, trying to defend off Tony as well. So some really good, much cleaner battling than what we saw the first lap, I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got Michael from P6, which is great to see. He's just sort of keeping pace with Matt Ryan on those mediums. We have a yellow flag.
Oh,
and
Newgarden's out of the race.
Wow.
Oh, that was a nasty crash.
Yeah.
Safety car. Mata is pitted. Mata is pitted. That is, I think, a strategy that I would have done if I was on the softs. Panos doing the same. Well, if you started on the softs, that's just a free pit stop right there. Get your first stop out the way. I think if you're doing a 2-stop, you would probably think about pitting at this point anyway. So that is really, really ideal. And I'm just trying to see when it would take to lap 22 for 17 laps on the medium. So yeah, you can do mediums to soft from this point. So we'll see who hasn't pitted actually. Kevin's the only one out of the soft runners to have not pit. That is not good. And if you started on the mediums, like Matt, Ryan, Hayden and Tony, I still would have pitted 2. I still would have pitted 2, another set of mediums, and then get on the soft to the end. But those 3 in second, third and fourth, and for Kev as well. I think they pretty much messed up the strategy. Everybody else, it puts Lee, Deck, Flexi and Pete back into race contention, I have to say. They're back in this fight now. That safety car has helped them.
It has, but it also, you just got to make sure, and you got to wonder, Sam on those hard tyres, is he regretting that hard tyre choice? Because he's going to have slightly colder tyres, a slightly harder compound, and he's going to have Matter only 3 cars back. He is the 3rd car back from Sam. So if Sam's not making moves forward, you can bet that Matter will be.
Yes, I think, because obviously Matter with the fresher tyres, Panels has the fresher tyres as well. So we will have the championship contenders close to each other as well. And as it stands, obviously with Matter not scoring, but he will make places anyway with a few people yet to pit. But with Matter not scoring at the moment, Flexi would obviously need to be in the podium positions. Panels will need to be 4th. They're nowhere near that at the moment. So as it stands, Matter will be the champion. And luckily, thanks to Sam, by the way, for putting the permutations together. He saved me a job. Because I was going to do it on Monday, but he did it a few days before. So he was able to do it for us, and then Matter did the graphics. So thanks to you both for that. And, ooh. That was a dummy from Flexi there. He thought about pitting, but he decided not to. I don't think he was allowed to do that, but I think he probably would have lost time anyway and been last anyway, but I thought he would have pitted now, but obviously not, because he realised he'll have to make another pit stop anyway. So he's got to take his bed and lie on it at the moment on those hard tyres, and I think if I was him, I probably would have regretted it as well. So top 4. Not pitted yet. They need to make their first stop. Kieran, believe it or not, is your net race leader.
I said it when he pitted, and I say it again now. He is in a good place. So Kieran managing his own race very well, because all the obviously all the hype and all the tension between these title contenders just allows for the other drivers to just kind of ease off a little bit and just relax and just show their true pace, and Kieran has that pace and the good strategy so far.
Yeah, I think when he saw the second safety car, he was thinking, oh, thank goodness, this race has probably gone a lot better than I was expecting. I can't remember where he actually started. He started in 3rd, but he's 5 positions above where he was expecting. He's going to try and see if he can get past the top 4, but I don't think he's going to fight them too much. But he knows he's got a lot of cars chasing him, including Deck, who is going to be helping his teammate. He's in a good position to help his teammate right now. So would he hold Flexi up? We don't know, as the safety car is in this lap. And we've got a different safety car restart negotiator, and that is Kev in the Mercedes. And Mercedes, well, as it stands in the championship, it's currently sitting in 9th. I think if they want to jump AlphaTauri, they will need to get a 1 and 2 with one person getting the fastest lap. So it's going to be tough, but we'll see. Ahmed's had some good results. Kevin's had some good results to his day as well, but they've got to keep up the consistency. That is why they are 9th in the constructors at the moment. I think Kev is going to leave it later than the likes of what Matter did in the first safety car restart. So is he going to go? Oh, Tony's got a 5-second penalty, so there must have been a collision in the background. But here we go, with green flag racing here at Abu Dhabi. And let's see then, Kieran has got to do all he can to try and get past the cars who have not pitted yet. He goes off the track, you're not allowed to do that, my friend. So he's going to try and attempt it through this next set of corners then. He's on the back right now. He's got past Tony. That's one job done. He's up to 4th position. So he needs to get past a few cars. Sam is doing all he can as well. He's up into 6th. This is a brilliant move from Sam. Panels has got past Matter. That is crucial as well. He's got past Pete. But I wonder if Pete's going to play the team game as well. This could be brilliant team fight as well. Just remember Sergio Perez helping his teammate out. And that really, Max Verstappen, I think, said without Perez, he wouldn't have won the title, which, to be fair, that was true. Panos trying to go for a move on the left-hand side, which he does, up to 9th. And Mata is going to probably do a similar move and up into 10th positions. We've got Panos versus Mata on the road. But these guys have got to worry now that Flexi's right ahead and track position could be key around here. That was almost a bit of a slide there for Mata there. That was very, very close indeed. But quite a few of the medium runners that just pitted, they're making their way through. And Kieran, he's very, very close to the back of Hayden now. Let's see if he can attempt to get a move up into 3rd.
Yeah, Sam just managed to turn his tyres on straight away. He just came through the pack on that restart. He was ready, and he did everything he could and did pretty well. Is that Tony in the pits, I believe? Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, it is.
Pits,
He's probably got damage after that collision with Hayden in the safety car restart. So
yeah.
He comes in, I believe, for a set of halves, I believe, which is not ideal, but and he has to serve that stop go, which was for the safety car, so I don't think that can get removed. You only get that removed if you didn't have to pit again. Haas can last 21 laps, so how long do we have of this race? Haas could get to the end from here, so that I believe will be his final pit stop of the race, unless there's another safety car, of course. Kieran, again, not quite close enough. I think when the DRS will be activated, I don't think it's been activated at all this race, but when a detection point comes, that is when Kieran will launch his attack. Deck crucially gets past Sam, and Deck is definitely playing a team game at the moment, and that's going to be allowing Matt to close in ever so slightly on the championship contenders. In reverse order, believe it or not. Flexi in 7th, Panos in 8th, and Mata in 9th. But still, Mata is still doing enough to win the title, but we will keep an eye on. We'll do the maths as well. Yellow flag, that is Mike, who's had a good start, but he's had a spin at the start of the final sector. Not good for the midfield battle for the rest for Haas, isn't it? Because Haas at the moment are leading that battle. But if this keeps on going, Ferrari could be within that fight as well, because they've got 2 cars in the top 10. And Flexi has gone for a spin. He's spinning the pit entry. Oh my God, he's going backwards. Flexi, turn around. He's got to turn around, otherwise he'll get disqualified. And he's got no front wing. Surely, unless there's another safety car, surely that's Sam's title hope's done and dusted now.
Yeah, I think he just caught the curb on the penultimate corner and sent you around. Yuri followed him in the spin as well. So 2 drivers spinning at the same corner, but that brings Panos and Matt that little bit closer to Deck, as we've still got the top 4 fighting and weaving away. But are we going to see any moves down the back straight? Everybody's just got DRS, but not moving. The closest is going to be Panos then. Around the outside of Deck he goes. Deck will try and fight this one back, because obviously teammates will be defending hard. Panos is just pushing him out wide, which is perfectly legal, perfectly allowed. Panos is through now. Deck is going to pull over. Look at the overspeed Matt is going to have. He's going to go around the outside of Panos.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant.
Take P7, which is actually P6. Net P2 on track, and Mata is back on the second step as his teammate Deck spins off in the background.
So, I wonder if he was doing a donut there, but fair play to Deck there for helping his teammate out. That was just perfectly executed. That allowed Mata to close in ever so slightly and go ahead of Panos. So, Mata is currently in a good position because he's outscoring both of his teammates. Another spinner. That's Pete this time. The McLarens have been involved in spinneroonies today. And Mata is showing he is the fastest man on track right now. He's already trying to climb his way through the field. Pete comes in. I wonder if he's going to go onto a hard tyres, or would he go onto a set of mediums? Maybe gamble for a set of mediums, actually. It could get to the end with a bit of a push, so won't be surprised if he has a set of mediums left. And he does go for the mediums, so gambled I would have gone for, which Pete does go for. And he'll still get point as Lee has gone for a bit of a spin. So Lee not doing a teammate job at the moment. He's currently sitting in 7th. I think Ahmed's going to try and get past him as well. So Kieran is still your net race leader, but Panos to try and send it up the left-hand side. Almost made contact, but can Panos do the switch back into this next turn? Nope, he can't. He has a DRS though. Heading towards turn 11. And you're going to be heading into the right hand, left, right hander. And then heading towards turn 14. Panels have dropped a bit ever so slightly, but superb battling from the top two. I have to argue the best drivers of the league, I have to say, this season. Panos, with his qualifying pace, has been just brilliant. Panos was leading for pretty much most of the first half of the season, and Matta seemed to struggle, but Matta's second half has been a lot better, and that kind of reminds me of Lewis Hamilton in a way sometimes. With a few seasons, Lewis Hamilton not had a best first half of the season, but his second half was brilliant. And that is what Matta is doing at the moment. Matta's closed up to the back of Kieran now.
Yeah, Kieran is he's just keeping his pace. He's just stuck up behind the AlphaTauri of Matt Ryan, who is watching the Aston Martin of Hayden. He's going to go around the outside of Hayden of Kev. Kev's soft tyres are 10 laps old and must be at the end of their lifespan. Just has no grip to defend, and this is going to allow all sorts to happen. As down the inside goes Kieran of Kev, spins Kev round, and Kev ground Panos into the back of Kieran. So maybe some damage for Panos, which if that's the case really won't help. And now Kieran and Matt are side by side with Panos just lurking.
This could be free abreast here, which I don't think they're going to make it free abreast. Maybe no, Panos backed off, thank goodness, because free abreast into that corner does not work. Another yellow flag, that is Yuri into turn 5 and 6. We're going to see Kieran and Panos side by side. Panos would not want to be battling like that because he knows he wants to catch up to Matta. So Panos is going to try and do all he can, but Panos covers off Kieran ever so nicely. But don't forget, top two, yet to pit. Kev's tyres are definitely on puncture territory at the moment because the soft tyres only last 12 laps. They're overheating like crazy on Kev's car, so I wonder what that means for the people who will need to pit towards the end of the race for a set of the soft tyres, as Matt Ryan has been passed by Matta up to second. And now Panos got to do the same thing. Kieran in the pit, so I think Panos got away with some sort of damage, I think, whereas Kieran, I think, got the worst of the damage, but his pit stop now will get to the end of the race, but unfortunately, unless there's a safety car, he won't be going on those soft tyres. Those mediums, though, could get to the end. So, but he's going to have a tough task, but if he can make it work, he could still be on for a better result, but even the slightest taps on this game could cause significant damage, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Panos, though, to the back of Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan not defending that much. He knows that Panos in the title fight, which is fair enough. So now Panos is right on the back of Matta once again for, I think, round 3 or round 4 of this title fight. I mean, as it stands, for those who just joined us, Matta is in second. Now he's first on the road because he got passed by Hayden. So Matta would win the championship as it stands like this, because if Matta outscores any of the championship contenders, obviously Matta will win it. So Matta's doing the right thing at the moment, but as it stands, Panos would be second in the championship because Flexi will be only at the moment scoring 1 point. But I have to say, this could go either way. I know I'm saying all Matta's a shooing at the moment, but we saw what happened last season in real life. It could happen again. A safety car, oh my goodness. That was brilliant timing for Panos, actually. He literally just came into the pits. And
yeah, that's perfect.
Where's the safety car? I'm trying to see. Luckily, I think, yeah, Matta's passed the safety car, so he's all good. So he can come in. Same with Hayden. But Matt Ryan's on the hards now. Well, he had no other choice because you have to use different tyre compounds. That is a nightmare for him. Same with Lee as well. Kev probably going to mediums. Yeah, he goes on to medium, so he goes in 11th. So that brings... Matt Ryan is in a good position, actually. Matt Ryan is in a net... Oh, I can't do any net gains. I need to see what Matt, Hayden and Mike do, but... Matt Ryan's... Don't forget, Matt Ryan has got a podium last week, and I was the one to have missed that race. I was hoping he would get a podium all season, and it had to be the race that I missed that he got a podium. He could be on for his second podium of the season here tonight as well. Could we see another shock result for Matt Ryan? That would be amazing, won't it? If Matt Ryan holds his own, it's going to happen. But he's on the hards, where everyone else will be on fresh mediums or medium tyres overall, which is around about a second quicker than the hards. So he's got a tough task, but we'll see if Matt Ryan can do it. We've got half the race still to go now.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's gonna have his work cut out for him when he's got Panos and Kieran and Deck behind him on fresh mediums. So if he can keep him behind for as long as possible, I don't think Matta will be complaining as he does dive into the pit. And I think, oh no, Hayden stays out.
Hayden is the only driver to have not pitted, I believe.
He is indeed, yeah. Hayden on those first starting tyres. Mike is also going to stay out.
Mike pitted earlier on, so he could get those to the end with a bit of a push. It could work for Mike, but his tyres will be dead. Hayden will have to pit. I wonder if Hayden is hoping for a late safety car, but he's going to have the likes of Matt Ryan and Powell on fresher tyres. They're just going to breeze past them. Hayden could drop down to last, so I question Hayden and Mike's decision for staying out. Well, Hayden's decision definitely. Mike, he could get to the end on those tyres, but he will drop down the order. But Hayden, I wonder if he forgot, like I've done on a few tracks, to go into the pits.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, and whatever happens, he's going to be a few tenths of lap slower from the off, just purely because his tyres are 14 laps old. And Panos is going to need to clear Matt Ryan if he wants to mount a challenge onto the Matter, and hope. He's just got to hope that Matter gets held up, because we know Matt Ryan can be quite difficult to pass. His racecraft and his defensive awareness is quite the thing to watch, so we'll keep an eye on that one. And Sam in 9th, 4 lap old medium, so he's still within this fight. He's just got to navigate through a Mercedes and a Williams and then a Haas just to even get to his first championship contender.
Wow, Flexi was probably hoping for a safety car this leg on, and good news, he's got one. So this could be his chance to really change things in the championship, and let's hope we don't get any last lap shenanigans, but this could make the championship even more interesting. So I believe Tony was almost a lap down, so the safety car would bring Tony back into this race and not a lap down. So Tony could potentially still get some points. Same with Pete as well, and Kev. Obviously Yuri's his sole Red Bull, which will confirm that Red Bull will remain last in the standings. Well, they can't mathematically catch up to Mercedes anyway, which is a bit of a shame, but surely that will mean more determination for next season, which we're still thinking about right now, actually, and thinking about what tracks we're going to do and what's going to happen, but all will be revealed very, very soon, so keep an eye on the Twitter, actually. One thing I forgot to say, I will get the screen up very quickly because we're in a safety car, so you're not going to miss much. Sponsors, Rogue Energy have been partnering us this season. Thank you so much to them for all their support. You can use the code VSL F1 for 10% off. Great products, check them out. It will help us out. It will help them out. So there we go. That is a cheeky plug of the stream done. And you can also follow us on Twitter at VSL_F1 to be notified for all the latest league news. And you can also follow us on Twitter as well. Mine is at JessGames95. Risky, what's yours?
It is speed_risky37, and
There you go.
you know, I've been on Twitter for a while, but make sure we get subscribed to the VSL YouTube channel. 4 subscribers away from 100, and the 100th subscriber may win a prize.
Ooh, interesting. And guys, we are listening, don't unsubscribe. We are watching. We are watching you. Don't unsubscribe. Yes, I'm talking to you, drivers that are watching the stream back. Yeah, I know where you live. Joking. And also the admins as well. Because I know you guys would like to cheaply do that. Well, I was tempted to do that, but I get told off as well, so I'll leave it. But anyway, is the safety car coming in, or is it staying out on the lap? The safety car light is on. Sometimes it comes out, well, it says comes in this lap quite late. I had that at Imola, actually, where it came in on the final corner. Penultimate corner. Well, penultimate few corners, actually. So a bit later than usual. And it's getting quite dark here in Abu Dhabi, so the third different safety car negotiator of the race then. And it belongs to Hayden. So Hayden, let's see what he can do. He's going to get swamped by 14 other cars, but the longer he can hold up this group of cars, the better. So we are underway, green flag racing. Massa doesn't want to be behind these guys any longer then. Matt Ryan on those hard tyres has got a charging Panos behind him. Leads had a bit of a spin. Flexy's got past Amit up into P8. Matter side by side into turn 6, heading towards turn 7. Couldn't quite make it work for Hayden, but he got past Mike up into second. Panos then.
Yeah.
He's got to get past Mike. I think he's going to do so, or is Mike going to leave things difficult? Mike's going to have a difficult task to defend this because Panos is a faster driver. And I think Panos is looking at his mirrors and he's got the move done. Panos up into first. We got Matt at P1 in the championship, fighting in second. Annette P1. Panos and Net P2 right now.
Yeah, and I think Sam getting past the 2 cars was vital as Matt are going to go down the inside. He's not. Hayden defending. Hayden going wide, off track. Is he going to come back on track safely? He's going to come back on track side by side. So Matt will get past, and now I think Panos will jump past him. Yeah, Hayden pulls out of the way, but yeah, Sam very aggressive up to P8, but he does have now Matt as teammate to get past. So it is a 1 and 2 for 1 and 2.
Indeed. So that is quite interesting as well. And I'll try and get the results of the poll. So as it stands, I might close actually. Massa is currently winning the poll on 56% of the vote. Panel's 44. Pete's out of the race. Oh my word, another safety car. Another twist of the tail. This is our third? Is it our third No, fourth safety car. I think it's our fourth, is it? I don't know. I'm losing count of safety cars.
So 4, I believe.
It is, I think, I don't know what I would do, but Hayden has been gifted a lifeline, not gonna lie. He is a lucky bunny. Because, yeah, Pete has gifted him for potentially a good position. Hayden could go on softs now. Pretty much, if I was any one of those drivers, softs could get to the end from here. They should go onto those fresh soft tyres, and that could be a dramatic end to the Grand Prix with everyone on soft. So, or would Panos and Matter prefer track position? I don't know. What would you do in the chat if you were in that position? Good to see Casper in the chat as well. Sorry that you couldn't make it today, but glad to see you supporting in the chat. And yeah, Shane Casper's not racing tonight, but good to see your support as well. 12 people watching the stream. That's the most we've seen people watch our streams for a while. So thank you very much for all your support. If you were any of those drivers, Whiskey, because I know you're racing on the games more than me, what would you do in this situation? Would you pit for softs, or would you stay out if you were Matter and Panos?
I would stay out. They're on 2 3-lap old tyres, and they've got a buffer behind them of Hayden and Mike, and then Matt Ryan on hard. And I don't think Sam is in contention. Panos is in.
So is Hayden. Well, Hayden had no other choice. Right, the guys on the hard should pit, in my opinion. So I think
Sam in.
Is Lee in? Lee's out, stays out, okay. Sam's in as well. Well,
Sam on soft.
So, Mata, you think that they should stay out? With the softs being so much quicker than the mediums, but again, it's hard to overtake. It's impossible, but Panos is the leading soft runner.
Panos has a lot to do now.
He does.
Panos has Kev, Lee, Ahmed, Ryan Berry, Acorn, and Mike to get past. Some will be easier than others, so the likes of Lee on the hards, Mike's tyres are 12 laps old. So depending on the gap Mata gains in comparison to the time it takes Panos to get ahead of these guys will be decisive, as well as the fact there is a single safety car slot left for us in this race.
Yeah, well, we can confirm we've had 4 safety cars. That reminds me of the Abu Dhabi race I had when there was a safety car patch. I think it was F1 2019, or probably it was F1 2019, or I don't know. But that was when the safety cars were more frequent. We pretty much used all our safety car slots in one race, which I think we all got annoyed, at that point, because we were like, oh my goodness, can this race be over? But I couldn't complain because I got points in that race. But anyway, safety cars in. Mata is just 11 laps away from potentially making history at VSL, being the driver to win the most titles by a country mile. And could draw with Flexi, actually. Yep, he could draw with Flexi because Mata is a 3-time VSL champion. I believe has won 3 in a row. Could be on for his 4th in a row if he could keep this up. But he's got some soft runners that want to pounce. The soft runners, I think, want to take risks. That could lead to disaster. What would you do if you were Panos? What would you do if you were Flexi? You would have nothing to lose at this stage, whereas Mata has a lot to lose if in P1. But he has Mike on older tyres, so Mata should be able to lead his field away quite comfortably, and he's had a big gap already. Deck is up into P3 of this race. I did not talk about that. He's flown under the radar a little bit. We could be on for 1-3 at this race, and his nearest rival, Ryan Berry, could go side by side here, but he decides to back off a little bit into this next chicane. Panos then, getting past quite a lot of runners. He's on battle with his championship contender. As Panos had a bit of a drift there. That was a save and a half. Fair play to Panos though. He just stayed ahead. Well, it's actually his teammate that stays ahead of Flexi. Lee's got to help Panos at this stage. He's let Panos through. That is crucial. So another, I did say Lee had to work together, which he did. Mike's being passed by Dex. So at the moment, this is good news for Williams. Williams 1-2. So Dex has got to work together now. He's got to make sure he keeps every single runner behind him for the rest of this race. If he could do that, that'll be an easy championship for Mata. So all the pressure is on Deck at this point to help Mata.
Yeah, it certainly is, and while all the battle was going, we've got Ryan Berry all over the back of that house into the final sector, but we have penalties for both Flexi and Panos, so both picking up 5-second penalties on the safety car restart, so they will probably dispute them in the steward's room as Sam gets past Ahmed, and so does the not quite, Panos not quite getting past Ahmed, so in fact Panos losing the position to Kieran as well, so Panos really struggling on the back end of that sector.
Yes, as I think maybe the softs are starting to overheat a bit more, so maybe Ritsky's motive of staying out for Mata has helped. Same with Deck as well. As all Flexi goes off the track, that's a 3-second time penalty, and that will not get that probably won't get removed unless he can argue that he was pushed off the track. That's another thing to be investigated by the stewards. These soft runners are really giving it everything, aren't they? They are racing like their life depends on it. Most of them are racing like they are racing for a world title. Panos can't afford to make too ambitious moves because otherwise it could end his title fight. But here comes Flexi then. Flexi at the moment is on course to be in P2 of the championship, but obviously there will be penalties. Down the right-hand side of the third sector they go. Flexi up into third place. And now he's hopefully soon within striking distance of Deck and Mata. But Flexi has that 8-second penalty. Flexi's got a lot to do, but never say never. With the way that he's made through a few cars, he could potentially still do it. So we will see what happens from here on in. We've got 9 laps to go of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and we still don't know who's going to win the title. And DRS is enabled, so chance for Panos to get past a few cars and save the likes of Hayden as well. Keep an eye on Hayden and Ahmed and Tony. They've got no penalties at the moment. They could be for a good shout for getting their best results of the season.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Panos, he's got to be a little bit patient, as much as he doesn't want to be. He's going to go down the inside of Ryan Berry. Thinks better of it. Ryan Berry breaks a little bit later and he gets the run, so nicely done there from Panos as Kieran picks up a penalty. Bam and Panos have 8 laps, 7 when they cross the line, to catch, overtake and help Mata drop positions, which on 6-lap-old mediums you can't imagine it happening, you can't see it happening, but again, mistakes can be so easily made around tracks, especially this one with high curves as Kieran is past Ryan Berry.
Yes, so there we go then, Kieran up another position. We'll get the penalties up again as Panos then goes for a move on the left-hand side. This is going to be very, very key in his championship fight, and a move where you don't necessarily get done there. He does it with ease. Panos up to 4th place. He's 9/10 behind his championship rival of Flexi. Heading past the hotel section. Don't forget, this is the Yas Marina Island. Quite a lot of things happen here. It's quite spectacular views, actually, if you do go and see a Grand Prix here as well. It was a great atmosphere last season in real life. And this could be huge, but they can't make a mistake as... Oh, Sam doesn't challenge Panos there, so I wonder if Sam is thinking, right, my hopes are over. I'm going to help Panos win. I think that's his... See, it didn't look like he was fighting, or he might have got damage there, I don't know. But I think Sam has realised that he can't win the title now.
I think Sam might have picked up some damage because he's slow in the corners. His cornering speed isn't what you expect. Either that or he's just burnt his tyres out too quickly. And when you overheat the top tyres, they will just wear through. So he's going to be under pressure from Kieran as they head down the back straight. Moves to the inside. Kieran will go around the outside. And yeah, Sam's title hopes slowly slipping away, but he does come back down the inside.
Ooh, Kieran with a switchback of dreams as he spun! And he almost collected, I think he did collect Sam.
He did,
That was the nail on the coffin there for Kieran and Sam. My his hopes were pretty much gone, but they're now gone, I have to say. Unless there's another safety car. There's one more slot. He's on 8 seconds of penalties. That is annoying for Sam, but he has another chance next season to hopefully fight for the championship, so that leaves it a 2-horse race right now. But look at the gap that Mata is pulling to his teammate, 6.9. Well, to be fair, Jack, I don't think will be fighting for this win, because if it was the first race of the season, then surely he would, but because his teammate's in a championship fight, he's not fighting as much. He's concentrating on keeping this man here behind him, and it's a really tough task because Panos is on 4-lap-old softs, Deck's on 9-lap-old mediums. Softs are surely faster by now, but it's going to get to a point where the mediums could be the more durable tyre, and we'll get to a crossover point in just a second. As yellow flag, that is Flexi. I'm surprised he's not giving up, to be fair. Fair play to him. If the old Flexi would give up, he's not. He probably thinks that some other weird things could happen in the race. So, and he also thinks that his 3-second penalty could get removed as well. So, which it's hard to tell from the footage that we got, but we will have a look at that in the stewards. As there's a spin from... Looked like Tony and Ahmed came together. Yes, they did. Into the first DRS zone. And here we go. Panos managed to get a move up the inside of deck. Up into P2. But again, he's got a 3-second time penalty. And he's got a big gap to try and close up to on deck then. So Deck did all he can. But Panos with the fresher tyres, he just got past him. Tony and Ahmed had a bit of a scrap. Did not work out. That allowed Kevin Yuri to gain a lot of position. To be fair, if Yuri keeps this up, Yuri could definitely be on for his best result of the season. He's had some bad luck this season, to be fair, but he kind of seems to like the Abu Dhabi track, and he probably thinks we should come here more often, which, to be fair, might not do next season, but we will see. As Kev's still closing in onto Yuri a little bit, but they are breaking slipstream a little bit. And I think that's the only battle we're having on track at the moment. A few laps to go until the end of season 7. As Yuri's had a bit of a spin, and as soon as I talk good about him, he just spins. So sorry, Yuri, that was my fault. But yeah, he's still on for some good points though. No, he's got no damage. So as long as he keeps the car on the track for the next 4 laps, he should be fine. But his hot tyres are too hot now, so because turn 7 is just a nightmare to negotiate with very hot tyres. So, but yeah, what a shame. Another yellow flag. That is Flexi again. Yeah, he's got damage to his rear wing, I expect, at the moment. I think he's trying to retire on purpose, which you're not allowed to do.
I think that does put him straight out of the title hopes, unfortunately. He's doing some donuts off track. I mean,
I think he's doing donuts. Yeah, he's doing donuts to show that he's going to try and get himself disqualified, isn't he? No, he's not. All good. But I think he's just saying, obviously, thanks for the fight. It was fun while it lasted. Now it's a chance to fight next season, and which I have to say is good sport. He was out of the 3. He had the least chance of winning anyway, so he had the least to lose at this stage. But it would have been amazing for him to be in that fight, but obviously not. Which means the positions could be decided unless someone makes a mistake, which we hope doesn't happen. Kieran dropped down to P10 now, and Hayden could be on for P4 in this race. Hayden, I have to say, got very lucky with that 4th safety car. Without that 4th safety car, he would have been where the likes of his teammate was. So, no, not his teammate, Matt Ryan in the AlphaTauri. So, I have to say, Hayden is doing a stellar job. He could be on for podium potentially as well with Panos' penalty.
Yeah, he's closing in on Deck as well, so he could even get it on track. I think Deck, he's done all he can at this point. Panos, as much as he's closing in, is going to struggle to catch Mata. So, driver of the day for me at the minute is Hayden.
Yeah, I agree. I think he had a gamble for staying out for so long, and yeah, that confirms that Sam is out of the title fight. He has retired, and that will mean Panos will either finish 2nd or 1st. Mata will finish either 1st or 2nd. So, which, to be fair, these are the 2 strongest drivers in the league. Well deserved. Panos will know that his first rival is gone, and he's just now got to focus on Mata now. So we're down to 13. So, and no safety cars at this point. No safety cars. So, another yellow flag, but that's probably just Flex's AI. Both McLarens are out of the race. So, bad day for the McLaren squad at this moment in time. But that doesn't affect the constructors. They're still going to finish 2nd with Alfa Romeo not here tonight.
Yeah, so not an awful season. Pretty poor end though for the McLaren boys. But the Williams won't be complaining. I think consistency is key in this point. If Deck can hold off Hayden for the last couple of laps, I think Hayden's tyres going to start to hit that period. We saw Kev's tyres about 10, 11 laps in, so It's going to be tight between Hayden and Deck. I think it's going to be the biggest battle on track other than Kieran and Lee going side by side.
Kieran making up for some lost ground then. To be fair, these do not too bad on those hard tyres either. Mike gets past Yuri up to 11th. So Matt Ryan, the only driver who is the finisher at the moment, won't score any points. But Kev, on the back of Ryan Berry then, he could be lining up for a move as well. On the same length of tyres, this could get feisty again as well. Hayden just out of DRS of Deck. So that is good news for Deck. What is Panos' penalty looking like? I'm not sure if Panos' penalty could get removed, but if it does not, Deck, it will be a Williams 1-2, which will be ideal. They won the Constructors, and that will be ideal for them if they end it in style. Don't forget, in real life, they lost Frank Williams, so that will be a fitting tribute as we start the penultimate lap of the race. Hayden has got a tough task to try and get third on the road, but he's driven ever so well, never gave up, took so many gambles, and to be fair, you have to take gambles sometimes. I've taken gambles around here in Abu Dhabi, and most of them pretty much have never paid off. But for Hayden, he's driven brilliantly throughout the entire race, and even on those mediums as well, when he led the safety car for a bit, he held up so many drivers as well, as we see Yuri spin, unfortunately. So Matt Ryan will get past. Matt Ryan will get in the points of this race. Kev's going for a move then into the first DRS zone. So that is a move for P5, but we're going to watch Mata in a second, because obviously in a lap's time he will cross the line, but not yet though, as Yuri just can't give up, because you never know, Matt Ryan could spin it and put it in a wall. Ryan Berry just can't get past Kev at the moment. How are they looking like on penalties? They're on the same as Kieran. Oh, bit of a touch there from these two, as Kieran's been pushed off the track by Ahmed. And we do have a yellow flag from Ahmed. He's gone for a bit of a spin. That is a shame. That's now Mike past him. And I have to say, as it stands in the midfield part of the Constructors, looks like Ferrari probably will take this, in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
But Yuri getting a 3-second time penalty as well. But final lap then. The battle between Kev and Hayden still going strong. But this is a man who has been the favourite all season long. Well, not all season, but for the second half of the season. Driven amazingly today. His teammate has been superb as well, helping him all the way, which is what you have to do in these circumstances. Which shows if you pick the right teammate, it would help not just you and the drivers, but you and the Constructors as well. I wonder if Massa will return the favour next season to Deck, or will Massa fight for another title?
Hayden is down the inside of Deck. Sorry to cut you off there, Josh,
no,
but Hayden does get P3. But he's going to now have to defend from Deck as they come down the second DRS straight. Deck is going to just throw everything he can at the back of that Aston Martin. Will the Williams get it? He's going to pull to the right hand side. They're going to be side by side as they go through the left right section. It's nice and tidy. The other boys on trying a little bit of contact, both sliding around the first and second bit of that corner, but Deck will maintain that third position.
So, final few corners comes the Williams driver. He's had a tough start of the season, but his second half has been superb. For the fourth time in VSL, he is your Season 7 Drivers' Champion. Congratulations to Mata. Panos will finish the championship in second place. Deck will come across the line in third. So that penalty did not change things. I don't think Panos will get that move. Hayden in fourth, Kevin fifth. And then Kevin Tip actually Tony's moved up to fifth. Ryan Berry in seventh. Kieran will come across the line in eighth. What could have been for Kieran? And he's got another 3-second time penalty as well. So that'll drop him way down the order. So that's Lee up to ninth. That does confirm Ferrari as fourth in the Constructors, best of the rest. Behind Alfa Romeo and McLaren, so congratulations. Matt Ryan will come home 11th, and then we'll just wait for Ahmed, who's got another 3-second time penalty, but does it matter? No. Amo will come across the line in 12th, will be your final point scorer, and then that will just leave Yuri to cross the line. But I wonder if either one of those two will do. Come on, Yuri, do some donuts. Do some donuts.
I'm sorry,
come on.
But there's always Yuri to rely on for donuts.
Come on. Yeah. So if we tell him to do donuts, he usually does it. Come on. He's probably watching the stream as well. So yes, there we go. So even though Yuri hasn't had the best of results, he has done us proud by doing donuts to end off the fantastic season. What a season it has been as well, and a deserving victor as well of the championship. Hopefully we'll get a few words from Mata in a second about his reaction to the title. And Yuri, that wasn't long of a donut. You could do more than that. Go on. There we go. I don't think he was meant to do that, but go on. There we go. But you got to be careful. Yuri's got to be careful not to get disqualified. And Mike's got a 20-second time penalty. Okay, that will get removed because it's an AI. But yeah, what a race, and what a season as well. So brilliant stuff from our race winner and our champion, ending off in style, just like Max Verstappen did in real life. Worthy winner of the title.
Yeah, definitely. I said before we started this race, Mata was favourite. He's been favourite for the past couple of weeks, and congratulations to him and Williams. So him and Deck with an absolutely dominant performance, particularly the second part of the season. But driver of the day in game goes to Tony, and my driver of the day in game will go to Hayden.
Yes, I have to give it to Hayden as well. I'm obviously Mata's got the glory with the title, but he played the strategy right today. But Hayden, you weren't expecting him to be there, and his pace was just on it today. A normal person would have just dropped like flies if he stayed being on the medians for so long, but he didn't, and managed to defend ever so well. And he did predict there was going to be safety cars today, but there were. So let's get your results. So we'll see if we can get Mata in for interviews. But Mata wins. Panos in second, Deck in third, Hayden in fourth. Then we got Tony, Kev, Ryan Berry, Lee, Kieran, Matt Ryan are your top 10. And then we got Mike and Ahmed with your final points. Yuri, your final finisher, and your retirements are Sam, Pete, and Newgarden. And Mata gets a hat-trick tonight. He gets the pole, he gets the win, and he also gets the fast lap, so he gets the extra point. And speaking of Matt, as I get my welcome screen up, if I can find it, he is in our voice chat right now. Congratulations, Matt, for a fourth time. You are our drivers' champion for VSL. Tell us your reaction right now.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. Yeah, I don't know what to say, honestly. If you told me at the start of the season that come Abu Dhabi that I'd be even fighting for the championship, I think I'd be surprised. But yeah, no. Yeah, brilliant second half of the season from myself, I think. That turned it around. Yeah, can't really say much more really. I think just focus a bit more, got myself more in the game, and yeah, that was it then.
Yeah, because I think even myself and Matt were wondering why you were struggling in the first half of the season. Usually it just takes a while to get used to the mechanics of the game, and were you giving up your title hopes in the first half of the season, or were you just focused race after race?
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to still fight for it, but it weren't the greatest start to the defence really. I think that was just a few. Obviously, I won at Monaco, round 3. I missed obviously the week before that, so obviously I was ill. But yeah, it was just. I think even round 10, I don't think I was in it. I think I was 23 points behind Panos at one point.
Wow.
So, to do that and then, yeah.
Don't give up, because me and Matt thought that you were out of the fight, but it just shows that if you practice, You do reap the rewards at times. What would you say was your favourite race this season? And I'm hoping my Discord has not died.
Oh yeah, sorry.
There we go.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I enjoyed Monaco. USA was good, I think.
Yeah, it was a good
Abu
race for
Dhabi
you.
as well. So I think that if 3 races, I think those 3 really. I think Brazil, nothing wrong with that one. It was just like the last lap. Yeah, but
I'm gutted I missed that one. Because it was a good race. I did watch it back as well, but I'm trying to think of what other questions to ask. Risky, do you have any questions for our reigning champion?
Awesome job, awesome teamwork, and just enjoy it. Not so much as a question, but you've been incredible both on track and off track. So just enjoy this one, and I'll get the pints in a few weeks' time.
I'll have that. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, when we're all at Northampton, we'll just have some celebratory drinks. Yeah. We haven't got that long anyway for that, but anyway, congratulations, and obviously your teammate helped you a lot tonight. Do you think without him it would have been tough for you to win the title?
Well, I think underlying pace I think was good, but I think any help is good as well. So yeah, can't fault him. I can't fault him all season, to be honest. He's had some bad luck, but I think he's been faultless really.
And you've done the double as well, the constructors and the drivers. There we go.
Yeah,
so
I think that's actually my first constructors. I think.
Did you get it last year? I'm sure you got it last year.
No, it was season 6. No, it wasn't season. No, because it was Team Yellow, weren't it? I was Team Green.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot it was team. Just the season is so long ago. But
yeah, that's how I won it the other season. I don't think.
No, so yeah, congratulations on your 4th title. Now joint with the most titles at VSL with Sam now.
With Sam, yeah.
So do you think you could get a 5th next season?
Well, going on from this season, yeah. But it depends on the sign-ups, obviously, as well.
Yes.
Yeah, depends on what guys come in, or girls. Yeah, so, yeah, if the pace is good from the newcomers, then obviously it's going to be a bit more difficult. It's going to be probably similar to what this season is. You know, Kieran, and obviously he joined a bit later on. You got Casper as well. Both quick guys. So who knows? It could happen again. Yeah, obviously Kyle, he's had some bad luck. Whole season really, it's been not been the greatest from him, but I think it's just so I'm sure he'll come back, hopefully.
Yes. He will. He will. So massive congratulations to you, and also I'm sure Risky will say it in his thank yous in just a second, but the graphics that you do see on the streams is all done by the amazing Matter. He puts in so much effort pretty much every season to making the graphics look good, and the graphics, I have to say, were a lot better this season. I don't know how he manages to fit it in with his full-time coaching job as a tennis coach, but he does it, and
I don't.
I still don't know how you do it, even though you don't know how you did it. But anyway, thank you anyway for your hard work as graphics. It just makes the streams even better when you fit it in with that and your practice as well. But thank you very much. But I will hand it over. I'll give the final thoughts and thank yous for the season and sum up the season for our one of our owners and founders, Risky. I'll hand it over to you before we wrap up.
Yeah, cheers, Jess. It's what a season it's been. Obviously, the start of the season, everybody was optimistic for the title, and everybody had a chance. And the start of this season was probably one of the highlights of VSL because we all went into it with such a high expectation, and Matter himself set that bar high. We all strived to reach it. So again, incredible work by both Mata, Jess, Matt, anybody else behind the scenes that we've got. Just working hard, and next season, I just can't wait for next season. I've had minimal input this season, but next season there's a lot more going to go into it. I think we're going to have the budget, and we're going to have just so much more fun, even this season. But again, congratulations to Williams, Mata, both are drivers humble in victory, and just let's keep an eye out on the Twitter feeds, and we'll see you all next season.
Yes, and obviously thank you to Risky. Even though you've had minimal input this season, the input that you have had was amazing. So looking forward to next season. And so so that is it then for season 7. That is the final stream of the season. We now got a bit of a long break now until season 8, and we start all over again next season. And if you want to find out how to sign up, if you are liking the action, follow us on Twitter at VSLF1. VSL_F1. We will tell you when you can sign up. It's on PlayStation, 8 PM on Wednesdays. Any ability, you can sign up. And as long as you're clean, can have a good laugh on Wednesday and show up regularly, then we will be happy to welcome you on board as well. And I'm sure Mata would want a challenge as well, more of a challenge next season. So it'll be nice to have some drivers as well, and even some drivers that are new to league racing. Nice to have you on board as well. So just come and just race. And I'm gonna have a bit of a break for Wednesdays for a while until obviously next season. So for myself, Matt, Mata, and Risky, we will see you season 8 for the opening round of the season, which I don't know what it's gonna be yet. We haven't decided the calendar yet, but we will see you very, very soon for the opening round of season 8. And congratulations to Mata, our season 7 champion. Goodbye.